The end of Roman Britain came slowly, like a tide rolling out. For centuries, Roman soldiers guarded the roads and towns. People wore Roman clothes, spoke Latin, and life felt ordered. But change was coming. Rome itself was under attack, and the legions were called home. Slowly, the soldiers left. They did not return. The change was not a storm, but a long winter, cold and uncertain. Yet life went on. People still had to eat, to shelter, and to raise their children. A new chapter was beginning, written by the people themselves. With the Romans gone, no more orders came from distant capitals. The statues and banners of emperors faded into the past. The world shrank, bounded by hills and forests. Local chiefs and elders took over where Roman officials left off. Now leaders were neighbors and relatives making decisions for their own villages. Rules were spoken around the fire, agreed by a show of hands, and justice was settled face to face. The end of Rome meant a return to older ways, shaped by the land, the weather, and the will of the people. As Roman rule faded, local voices rose. Chiefs, elders, and respected villagers led, chosen for wisdom or kindness. Their power came from trust. Rules were set together, meetings held in fields where everyone could speak. Leaders traveled to nearby villages, building alliances and solving problems. People worked together for defense and survival. Bonds of family and friendship grew stronger. Without empire, the local world, its fields, woods, and faces, became the center of life. When the Romans ruled, coins were everywhere. Silver and bronze changed hands in markets and shops. But as the soldiers left, coins grew scarce. People had to find new ways to trade and get what they needed. Barter became the heart of the economy. Barter meant swapping goods or services. A farmer might trade eggs for a pair of shoes. A weaver could exchange cloth for grain. Trust was important because there was no money to count. Deals were made with a handshake, a word, or a promise. Sometimes people used old Roman coins just for their weight, not their faces. Markets shrank, but they did not disappear. People met at crossroads, by rivers, or near old Roman towns to swap surplus goods. Trade became more local, focused on what the land could give. Some brave traders still journeyed further, risking roads that were not always safe. Without coins, people relied more on self-sufficiency. Every family tried to grow, make, or raise what they needed. Skills like spinning, weaving, and blacksmithing became essential. The things people owned were precious, built to last and shared with care. Life after Rome meant hard work for everyone. People could not count on distant supply lines or busy Roman markets. Every family became its own provider. Fields were cleared, seeds planted, and livestock tended from dawn until dusk. Food came from the land and the hands that worked it. Gardens grew full of cabbages, beans, and herbs. Wheat and barley filled the fields, ground into flour by simple stones. Cows, sheep, and pigs provided milk, wool, and meat. Children helped with chores from a young age, gathering firewood, feeding animals, or scaring birds from the crops. Families worked closely together. Neighbors lent a hand at harvest, or if a roof needed fixing. In times of sickness or hunger, sharing was common. No one could survive alone. The old Roman villas might have become ruins, but the land around them teemed with new life and hard work. Food was stored carefully for winter. Preserving, drying, and salting became vital skills. Meals were simple: stews, bread, cheese, and whatever could be gathered. Every bite was valued, and every harvest was a celebration. After the Romans left, new dangers appeared. Pirates and raiders came from across the sea. Bands of strangers moved through the countryside looking for easy prey. With no Roman soldiers to guard the borders, every village had to defend itself. People built fences and ditches around their homes. Watchers stood guard at night, ready to sound the alarm if trouble came. Dogs barked, horns blew, and everyone knew what to do in an emergency. Men, women, and sometimes even children learned to use simple weapons, spears, slings, or bows. Communities worked together to stay safe. If one village was attacked, neighbors came to help. News traveled fast on foot or horseback. Alliances were formed for protection, not just for trade. The sense of danger brought people closer. Defense was not just about fighting, it was about being prepared, staying alert, and trusting in each other. Even in the darkest times, the spirit of the community was the strongest shield. The land of Britain is dotted with ancient hill forts built long before the Romans came. After Rome's departure, these old defenses came back to life. People repaired the earthworks, rebuilt wooden walls, and moved inside for safety. Hill forts offered a place to see far and hide well. From the high ground, defenders could spot raiders and light warning fires. The thick banks and ditches kept enemies out, giving families time to escape or fight back. Some old Roman forts, too, were used again, their strong walls sheltering new generations. Inside the forts, life was crowded but secure. Families shared space, food, and chores. Children played among the ramparts, while elders told stories of battles long past. The sense of history was strong. People remembered that their ancestors had survived hard times too. Hill forts were not just for war. They became centers of community, places for markets, meetings, and festivals. In the shadow of old stones, the people found new hope and safety. In these hard times, knowledge was as precious as food. Skills were not written in books, but learned by watching and doing. Elders taught the young how to plant, weave, heal wounds, and make tools. Every skill could mean the difference between hunger and plenty, safety and danger. Stories and songs carried old wisdom. People remembered the best places to fish, the herbs that cured sickness, and the ways to build shelters from mud and wood. Traditions were passed from grandparent to grandchild, often in the glow of the hearth fire. Practical knowledge grew more important than ever. People learned to fix what was broken, use every scrap, and waste nothing. Old Roman tricks mixed with ancient British ways. New ideas spread slowly, but every new tool or crop was treasured. The world was less certain, but people's minds were sharp and their hands were skilled. The chain of learning, unbroken even in hard times, kept hope alive for the future. For many, life after the Romans was full of challenges. Yet, it was not just a time of loss. It was also a time of new beginnings, courage, and hope. People learned to rely on each other more than ever before. Families grew strong. Neighbors became friends and partners in survival. Communities worked, traded, and defended what they had. When trouble came, they faced it together. When harvests were good, they shared the feast. In every season, the bonds of trust and friendship were tested and strengthened. Even without the order of Rome, life went on. New leaders rose, old skills returned, and the land provided for those willing to work. Through storms, wars, and hunger, the people of Britain showed remarkable resilience. They adjusted, learned, and found joy in small things. The story of post-Roman Britain is not just one of survival, but of adaptation and hope. It is a lesson that even when everything changes, the human spirit endures, strong, creative, and always looking towards a brighter day.